Seattle, Washington, home to renowned franchises present and past, from the Seahawks to the Supersonics, but there is a cornerstone program in this city. It is the Huskies of UW. They've always had a place here, a place of excellence that these fans hope will continue today. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a celebration, Senior Day. As we'll see, the number 11 team in the country, the UCLA Bruins, taking on a fellow Big Ten foe, the Washington Huskies. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Washington like... Boot it deep to get things started. And he takes this from inside the 5. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. So the UCLA Bruins return team didn't help matters out much there. Here he comes, and any time this guy touches the ball, and he will touch it plenty, a bolt of electricity just goes through the stadium, David.
And they'll feature him. They'll give him the ball, like you said, a lot, early, often, and he's a guy that can make game-breaking plays. The offense is built around his ability to run the football, Jesse, make big plays for this offense.
Shoulders the load, right? In more ways than one. The offense goes as this guy goes. So it's going to be important in this one. They get him going early and often.
He's got his man. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting him know it's going to be a long day. Got his man downfield. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down. And the Bruins come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback will audible. Wants to throw on first down. It's complete on the right side. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. Less than a yard to go to pick up the first down. Touch pass on the jet sweep. He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. He's going to pass. Got it set up on the outside. He makes the stop, and a nice pickup there on first down. Leaves him in 2nd and manageable. Here's a quick throw out to the left. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, UCLA! Hauled it in and just kept right on running to the hallelujah land. You want to talk about a great way to start the game and set the tone early.
It's so nice to have a quarterback just get himself into the game and get himself established. You make a couple throws, you lead your offense down the field, you score right off the bat. Could not have been a better start for that QB.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. So a drive there of 85 yards. And they top it off with a 31-yard toss for 6. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Huskies offense will try to get something started with their first possession. And you want to talk about dudes who can bring the heat off the edge, David? Both of these teams have somebody that can do just that.
Man, so much fun. They get off the rock and they get in the backfield and get to quarterbacks. Make them feel uncomfortable, get them to the ground. These guys change the way offenses are playing the game.
These offensive coordinators better help out their quarterback. These guys need to be double-teamed with tight ends and running backs. You let these guys go one-on-one, you're asking to get sacked.
At the 35, he's got room. Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks with a first down.
That's a really good-looking run, too. And when you think back to Washington football, we talk a lot about the quarterbacks they've had, these great aerial assaults, but they've always needed to have balance as well. You get that by running the football, and this guy really helps keep defenses honest because they don't know what's coming at them. With a weapon like him in the backfield, he really makes this offense go.
Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Hard running there. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Washington wants to go quickly. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Just a short pass to the tight end. He's got first down yardage as they move it to the 44. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum.
And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield. Man, he was back there and in the quarterback's face before the Bruins. Finish an 8th class.
I mean, just getting off the ball so quick, penetrating. When you got defensive linemen that can get upfield, rush the quarterback, every Bruins fan will be jacked up.
Well, give the defense credit on that one because they knew coming into this one that they were going to try to get this receiver the ball in a variety of ways. They were ready for the screen there, and they create a negative play.
Feeling some heat. Pressure's there, and he lets it go.
We're already in the first quarter, but already you get the feeling this could be a long day for this QB. He's already been sacked. He gets hit right there on the incomplete throw. They've got to find a way to do a better job up front of protecting this guy, or it's going to be difficult to put up points.
The ball hits at the 5, and it'll go into the end zone for a touchback. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of balance, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing, Bob.
Dan, you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over the place.
On 2nd down, they'll take to the air. Works the middle of the field. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. They'll try to get it through the air. Quick completion on the out route. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down. The Bruins come to the line with a new set of downs. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
They go to the ground. A strong tackle and wrap-up from the junior. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A game for this one. They've circled this one all offseason, so they better be ready to bring it today, David.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the...
Makes the grab inside the 30. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30.
That's a beautiful pass and catch. I love the job the quarterback does manipulating the defense with his eyes. He froze that safety, and that allowed his receiver more room to work his route.
He's looking to throw it. Fires to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it first and goal. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. Trying to punch it in. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. Second and goal coming up. Trying to power it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Bruin.
UCLA.
And what a push up front by this offensive line. Everyone playing in unison, driving out of their stance, working into the second level, hats on hats, creating a lane for that running back.
And he added the extra point. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. The kickoff team out there to boot it away and 15 yards farther up the field after the roughing the kicker penalty. If you can do that, I don't know why you don't do it every time. Reduce the risk. Banged it out of the back of the end zone. They'll put it in play at the 25. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. The Huskies headed quickly to the line. With jet sweep pass. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Here comes the offense on first down. Keeping it on the ground with the running back. Runs through a tackle. They make the stop, and that's how the first quarter will end. That's the end of the quarter, and UCLA has the lead. Really strong performance so far to be able to build a lead here in the first period as we look at the stats. They'll give it to him again. At the 40, there he goes. Slicing and dicing through this defense, and they've got it down to the 23. Now let's see if they can follow up that huge play. First and 10 from the 23. The back goes in motion. Looking to move it through the air. Finds his big tight end. And a quick completion, an even quicker loss. The defense was right there to knock him down. Second down coming up. They'll keep it on the ground. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
They're trying to run the football, and there's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Makes the grab. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. And they're going to head out to line up for a field goal. The holder will spot it about 35 yards out. Between the uprights, it's good. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one.
And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. UCLA will go back to work on offense. And, David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
Makes the catch and knocked down. A 3rd and short coming from their own 20-yard line. From the gun, wants to pass. He makes the connection. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where.
Makes the catch on the left. Oh, what a big play for this offense as they get it to the 33-yard line.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on 1st down, make that 2nd down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
He gets rid of it, but I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, here comes the flag. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. Now improvising. Chucked it away just as he was hit.
Really nice 3rd down sub defense there that time. It's 3rd and long. They're expecting pass, and they're mixing up their looks. They're trying to change the picture pre-snap to post-snap to confuse the quarterback, now forcing the incompletion, setting up 4.
The official says no good. After the miss, the lead still at 11. They couldn't connect on that 57-yard field goal, and now they'll put it in play from the 40. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Got a lot of running room. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Throws to the wideout. Hauls it in. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a 1st down. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. Trying to pound it in. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Washington. That was a lightning-fast drive that ends with a touchdown. Oh, they blocked the extra point. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively. I think you move the ball nice. You got to keep that in mind. But, Palmer, I think you got to stay aggressive and don't settle for field goals.
Yeah, because you got to know there's just no margin for error right now. You just have got to be able to execute at a higher level.
Line getting set on 2nd down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Quarterback moving. And this one's not working. He'll just throw it away.
And that goes down as an incompletion, but that's a smart play. And the QB coach and the OC would be very happy with the decision of the quarterback. He got outside the pocket. He obviously was, so he's outside the tackle boxes. He knew he could throw it away as long as he got it past the line of scrimmage. Nothing there, nothing open. Live to fight another down.
And as an offense, that's just why you cannot get behind the sticks in these types of situations. Third in California is hard to complete and is hard to convert for anybody. And even though the running back is able to do something positive on that third down play, it's just too many yards to gain, and now they're forced to punt.
Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Well, the upside is you could get a first down. The downside is you could blow the game going for it inside your own 30. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. Well, this head coach is clearly sending a message, going for it this close to his own end zone. On fourth down, they'll throw for it. The completion well past the sticks. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense.
And they're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's fourth down, you're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical down.
Catch in the middle, it's Jones. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made. And the Bruins are marching down the field. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Got his man quickly.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Wants to fire on second down. And it's caught! Touchdown, UCLA! They'll try to add another to their lead. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
That makes the score UCLA 21, Washington 9.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. Getting late here in the first half, they'll have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And the offensive play caller here has to really be dialed in. It's important down 2 possessions, David, that they're able to score some points, and you got to call your best stuff in this 2-minute situation.
And such a good opportunity to cut it to a one-score game, create that momentum, get some good juices going for the second half, because obviously, you know, you built yourself a little bit of a deficit. You need some good things to happen, and it needs to happen on this possession.
You know, it's difficult for QB sometimes when you're throwing to your running backs because they're not receivers. You really got to be perfect with the ball placement. You got to make that a catchable throw. A little bit too tough for the RB on that one.
On second down, looking again to throw. Going deep. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. And he'll ramble to the 34 before he's finally knocked down. The aerial assault continues. Just missed on the connection, incomplete. Ball still spotted at the 34. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. And this sophomore's going to learn you can't force that type of pass. Very lucky to get it back. This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. From the gun, wants to pass. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. And for the second time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. He's going to try to punch one through from 45 yards away. It is perfect. So they put the field goal on the board and about to kick it away, and hoping that'll be the final points of this first half. On the move from inside his 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. UCLA will go back to work on offense. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a first down. If I get it, then it's pedal to the metal. I'm in that 2-minute mode to try to score a touchdown or get a field.
But I do think this is a situation where you also have to understand that I have the lead going into the half. I've got the momentum, so don't do anything stupid here.
Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Got him downfield. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47. They'll immediately call timeout.
Well, this defense has tried to find ways to disguise their coverage and mix it up to try to confuse the QB. It's not working, though. With that last completion, he's now got over 300 yards passing.
Here comes the offense on 1st and 10 from the 47. He wants to throw. Got his man down the middle.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this offense was going to try and get this receiver involved and get him involved early. So here they are just finding an easy completion. It's not a touchdown, but they just want to get this guy lathered up and get him into a run.
Quarterback checking the play. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Getting some heat. Pass on the way. It's picked off. Looking for more room. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position. And it's 1st down, but they'll try the field goal in the closing seconds of the first half. It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. So that will go into the stat book as the rare one-play drive for a field goal. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. Comes out throwing on 1st down. He spins that thing down the middle. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. They get him on the ground after the turnover, but there is a flag on the field, and we'll see if that will be a reprieve for this offense. Thought he had the huge play with the interception. Instead, nabbed for PI, and it'll be 1st down for this offense. Looking to go up top on 1st down. Quickly out to the tight end. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. The Bruins will kick it away to start the second half. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Wasn't quite able to shake loose as he steps out of bounds at the 22. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. They got a lot done through the air in the first half, and they might need even more production here in the second.
I think they will, Reese, and I think this is an offense that has proven they're playing with good timing right now. They've got some matchups where they're winning one-on-one, and they're just going to have to keep going back to the well, David, and relying on hitting some explosive plays to win this game.
Yeah, and I think we look at numbers naturally, and they're losing. So that's the most important thing on the scoreboard, but they have had success, and so what do? You keep playing pitch and catch. You got to score, but you got to talk to your defense. I need some stops. I need the football back quickly so we can do some more damage.
I'll tell you, this defensive end, not only can he pass rush, but he can play the run as well. You see him beat the offensive lineman there trying to block him and get him in the backfield to make that tackle for loss. That was impressive.
He's got an open man. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a 1st down. And the Huskies in the hurry-up.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. Washington has it and a fresh set of downs. The run from the shotgun. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3. They want to get this defense on its heels. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Ball at the 31. 3rd and short coming. Defense trying to rise up. He's brought down, but not before they pick up the big first down. Washington will snap it in the red zone. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. They've avoided the interception all day, but they were lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be 2nd down.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense, pressuring the quarterback.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. They get him stopped after a 2-yard gain. Ball's at the 17. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Pressure coming. Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on 3rd down. So here comes the field goal unit again. This kicker has already made 3 in this one. The holder will kneel at the 24, a 34-yarder coming from the right hash. He splits the uprights and puts 3 on the board. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
A bit of an under-the-radar game this week, guys, but take a look at this. Tennessee is on top, but it's not like Peyton Manning or T. Martin are playing quarterback today, which is why they can't pull away. They're up by 7 over West Virginia. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. Now on 2nd down after the incompletion. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. He wants to throw here on 2nd down. Snatches it on the right. Hit the afterburners, kid. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Bruins!
This unstoppable in the first half, lighting up the scoreboard, and it doesn't look much different here in the second half. They take their first drive of the 3rd quarter, march it down the field, and score. There is no end in sight for these guys.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And the return man has no place to run, no place to hide, and a place to be tackled. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. Leaves it with the running back. Good surge up front, give him 4 out to the 18. They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is the type of team that seems comfortable in an offensive shootout.
You got to hold serve at this point, right? You got to drive the field, put some more points up on the board. Yeah, they just scored. You can answer that now and keep this thing close, Dave.
And I think you're used to that as offense. Like, football is so fast-paced now and you score so quickly, it's not that big of a deal to get down 10. You keep being aggressive.
Coming after him. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. The Huskies will be forced to boot it away. 2nd time today they've been forced to punt. Slips through the line. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. He unleashes a long one. Grabs it inside the 10. They get him stopped at the 2, but it'll be first and goal. After that big play, they're trying to pay it off right on the goal line. He's looking to throw. Pocket starts to collapse. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. And the D deny them on second and goal. Motion from the offense. Quick touch pass to the receiver. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Great heads-up awareness by the cornerback on that play. He saw the receiver get the ball. He shot downhill and made a nice tackle.
They'll run it on third and goal. Touchdown, UCLA! And they take it in for 6 more points. And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
UCLA 35, Washington 18.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner will be brought down. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Trailing now by 17, David, this is an opportunity that they need to answer.
And down by 17, it's not panic mode yet. Like, I know we just gave up some points and our defense hasn't played great. I think this offense can still be who they are and stay consistent.
No doubt, lots of football to go, but you do get the feeling this is the time of game where, you know, it could get bad. If you don't score and all of a sudden they get the ball back, they take it down the field and put some points up, this thing might be over. So absolutely, this quarterback, he wants to drive this offense down the field and at least put something.
They'll snap it from the gun on third down. Couldn't quite haul it in. They almost had their first pick here late in the game. Washington sends out the punt team. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. He only needs a sliver of daylight. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. UCLA will go back to work on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute them.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
After the incompletion, looking at second down. Pulls and throws off the RPO. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. Clock ticking away as we have 4 minutes left here in the third. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Finds the tight end. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down.
Really nice looking throw there. And traditionally, the best UCLA offenses are always the ones that can get it done through the air. You've got to be able to come up with explosive plays in the passing game. And if this team is going to win a conference championship, they need this guy to play at his A-plus level week in and week out.
Sometimes your tight end's a safety valve, and sometimes he's your go-to receiver.
And the offense knew right away it was the primary target. It was where he was going with the football, because you know you get a little bit of suck up from those linebackers with the play action, and you feed the big fella.
Looking for just 1 more yard. It's second and goal. They'll keep it on the ground, looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Bruins! And the punishment has been extended. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
That makes the score UCLA 42, Washington.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point of the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast and throwing the football.
Stuck with a running game on first down. Now here they come again. He's looking for a man on second down. Swings it out to his running back. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. Third down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. He's got his man. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets the first down. Washington has a lot of things working, set up with another first down. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Still running at the 40. There to make the stop, and we've played 3 in this one. That's the end of the quarter, and UCLA has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. To the air on first down. Makes the grab along the sidelines, but it'll be a little short of the first down. After that last completion, it's second down. It's a reverse. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
You know, as an offense, oftentimes you try the reverse play because you're trying to take advantage of a defense over pursuing and by a lot of defensive team speed. Didn't work right there. Great discipline by this defense.
What a good run there. He has enough for the first down.
Yeah, and a nice big pickup on the ground. Palmer could have used some of this earlier in the game. Are you calling runs at this point?
No, I'd be a little bit more aggressive, I think, throwing it. I think part of it right now is because the defense, they've got the lead big. They're just playing a little bit more zone, a little bit more prevent. They're fine letting this offense just chip down the field, but they're wasting time off the clock.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They'll try the counter. He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer. Washington comes to the line with a first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. If you don't tip the scales at 3 bills, stay on the sidelines. Big boys in the goal line D. They'll try to run it in. And this defense is defending its goal line. Back-to-back stops right in the shadow of their own goalpost. And they'll try to bite a chunk out of this lead on 3rd and goal. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Huskies! 2-point conversion attempt is on the way.
It's just so nice to have a signal caller who can make plays through the air and make plays with his feet like this. Runs in for the touchdown. The defense knows I have to account for him every play. That's my quarterback.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. They'll give it to the back. He found a hole, got about 5. He's down at the 21.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Right back to him. Keeps it moving for a 3-yard gain to the 24.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physicaled. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run it.
Boy, could they use a conversion on 3rd and short from their own 24. They'll put the tight end in motion. He'll try to pick it up on the ground. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
And this is exactly what you want to do when you're on offense. You have the lead. You want to chew the clock, keep the ball on the ground, keep that thing just ticking, Palmer.
They're just imposing their will, Dave, and that's something that we've seen, I think, all game. Up front, they've been the more physical team. They're the ones that's getting pushed and that's getting movement, and it's carrying over all the way here deep into the fourth quarter.
They'll try the run. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the first down.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going, and you're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving. They're doing it.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. This feels like 4-down territory, 3rd and short from the 40. Movement here from the tight end. Smart move to keep it on the ground. Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on 3rd down. This offense has already converted once on 4th down. Can they do it again? Quarterback changing the plays at the line. They're throwing for it on 4th down. Going to try to get it himself. On the move at the 30. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. And the Bruins getting set on 1st and 10. They're going to test the right side with this one. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Leaves it with the back. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down.
Everything going the offense's way. They're trying to ice this game late. They've got a really nice lead, so you just want to run the ball, high percentage throws, and keep the chains moving, and they're doing that. This has been a beautiful drive to watch. Offense continues to stay in a nice rhythm here late.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. They'll run it to the left looking for the end zone. And he'll be tackled, and that'll bring us to the end of the game. Winning those individual 6-second battles every play, time after time after time after time, and that leads to a victory here.
And I love when teams go out and play like it's sudden death. Like if they lose the game, their entire season is over. This game wasn't for the national championship, but you wouldn't know that watching this winning team, David. Tremendous effort and tremendous execution.
I love competitive people. I love competitive coaches. I love competitive teams that they know that their job is to go out and get a W no matter where you play. You want to play in the parking lot? We'll go meet you. Great job of this team being ready, getting the W.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.